Welcome to DMV Pass. Are you studying for a CDL Learner's Permit test? You've come to the right place. Hopefully you will like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more. CDL Prep Test, General Knowledge, 102 questions and answers. Question number 1. Which of these statements about drugs is true? A. A driver can use any prescription drug while driving. B. Amphetamines, pet pills or bennies, can be used to help the driver stay alert. C. Use of drugs can lead to accidents and/or arrest. D. All of the above. The correct answer is C. Use of drugs can lead to accidents and/or arrest. Question number 2. If you are asked to haul a placarded load and you do not have hazmat endorsements, you should: A. Obtain written approval from your dispatcher. B. Obtain written approval from the DOT official. C. Refuse to take the load. D. Take the placards off the vehicle. The correct answer is C. Refuse to take the load. Question number 3. The following are all probable signs of a tire blowout except: A. A loud bang. B. Vibration of the vehicle. C. The smell of smoke. D. A thumping sound. The correct answer is C. The smell of smoke. Question number 4. Water can be used to extinguish which of the following fires? A. Tires. B. Electrical fire. C. Gasoline fire. D. Chemical fire. The correct answer is A. Tires. Question number 5. If you are required to keep a log of your time: A. You may bring it up to date once a week. B. Any Federal Highway Administration agent may inspect it. C. You may assign your co-driver to fill it out and sign it for you. D. You should add an hour when you cross a time zone. The correct answer is B. Any Federal Highway Administration agent may inspect it. Question number 6. What should you do when your vehicle hydroplanes? A. Release the accelerator and pushing the clutch. B. Start stab braking. C. Counter steer hard. D. Accelerate slightly. The correct answer is A. Release the accelerator and pushing the clutch. Question number 7. Your brakes can get wet when you drive through a heavy rain. What can this cause when the brakes are applied? A. Lack of braking power. B. Trailer jackknife. C. Will lock up. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 8. Total points out of 50 normal clutch travel is: A. Less than 1 inch. B. About 1 or 2 inches. C. More than 2 inches. D. It changes and can't be measured. The correct answer is B. About 1 or 2 inches. Question number 9. Which of these statements about brakes is true? A. Brake drums cool very quickly when the vehicle is moving very fast. B. Brakes have more stopping power when they get very hot. C. The heavier a vehicle or the faster it is moving, the more heat the brakes have to absorb to stop it. D. All of the above are true. The correct answer is C. The heavier a vehicle or the faster it is moving, the more heat the brakes have to absorb to stop it. Question number 10. An engine retarder, jake brake, is designed to: A. Use engine power to slow down the vehicle. B. Apply braking power to the steering wheel. C. Work only with manual transmissions. D. Work when you accelerate. The correct answer is A. Use engine power to slow down the vehicle. Question number 11. You are testing the stopping action of service brakes on a hydraulic system. Which of these can mean there is a problem? A. The brake pedal goes to the floor. B. Stopping action is delayed. C. The vehicle pulls to one side when the brake pedal is pressed. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 12. Driving at night is more dangerous because of the following except A. Most people are less alert at night due to fatigue. B. Headlights often cause glare which can blind drivers. C. Traffic lights are less visible than in the day. D. There are more drunk drivers at night. The correct answer is C. Traffic lights are less visible than in the day. Question number 13. Tires should be replaced. A. When the tread separates. B. When there are broken valve stems. C. If the tread depth on your front tires is less than 4/32 deep. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 14. When making a left-hand turn you should always A. Wait until you reach the center of the intersection before you turn. B. Start in the left-hand lane if there are two turning lanes. C. Pull into the intersection in case the light turns before you are through. D. Wait for a small gap in traffic and accelerate. The correct answer is A. Wait until you reach the center of the intersection before you turn. Question number 15. You are driving a new truck with a manual transmission. What gear will you probably have to use to take a long downhill grade? A. A lower gear than you would use to climb the hill. B. The same gear you would use to climb the hill. C. A higher gear than you would use to climb the hill. D. None. Newer trucks can coast down hills. The correct answer is A. A lower gear than you would use to climb the hill. Question number 16. Upon conviction of a traffic violation, you should notify your employer within 30 days if A. The violation occurred in your personal vehicle. B. The violation occurred in a commercial vehicle. C. The violation was for parking in a restricted area. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is D. Both A and B. Question number 17. Why should you be in the proper gear before starting down a hill? A. The clutch is made to be used on even surfaces. B. You need to be in the same gear at the bottom of the hill. C. You will not be able to shift into a lower gear once you are going down a hill. The correct answer is C. You will not be able to shift into a lower gear once you are going down a hill. Question number 18. What is the first thing to do if your vehicle catches fire while driving? A. Open the door and jump out of the vehicle. B. Pull off the road and park in an open area. C. Find a service station to pull into. D. Open the hood and let the flames die down. The correct answer is B. Pull off the road and park in an open area. Question number 19. If you are being tailgate, you should A. Signal the tailgater when it is safe to pass. B. Speed up. C. Flash your brake lights. D. Increase your following distance and avoid quick lane or speed changes. The correct answer is D. Increase your following distance and avoid quick lane or speed changes. Question number 20. The proper way to hold a steering wheel is at clock positions and A. 6 and 12. B. 3 and 9. C. 4:30 and 7:30. D. 1:30 and 10:30. The correct answer is B. 3 and 9. Question number 21. Which of these pieces of emergency equipment should be carried at all times in your vehicle? A. Fire extinguishers. B. Warning devices for parked vehicles. C. Spare electrical fuses if the vehicle uses them. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 22. At 55 miles per hour, it takes about 6 seconds to stop a fully loaded truck, and the braking distance is A. About the length of a football field or 100 yards. B. About a quarter mile. C. About 2 truck lengths. D. About 2 car lengths. The correct answer is A. About the length of a football field or 100 yards. Question number 23. When backing up the tractor-trailer, try to avoid A. Backing toward the right, passenger side. B. Backing toward the left, driver's side. C. Pulling ahead to reposition your trailer. D. Having someone help/guide you. The correct answer is A. Backing toward the right, passenger side. Question number 24. You are driving a 40-foot vehicle at 45 miles per hour. Driving conditions are ideal, dry pavement, good visibility. What is the least amount of space that you should keep in front of your vehicle to be safe? A. 2 seconds. B. 3 seconds. C. 4 seconds. D. 5 seconds. The correct answer is D. 5 seconds. If you are driving below 40 miles per hour, you should leave at least 1 second for every 10 feet of vehicle length. For speeds over 40 miles per hour, you should leave 1 additional second. Question number 25. You should downshift. A. Before starting down a steep hill. B. When the speedometer or tachometer indicates that it's necessary. C. Before entering a sharp curve. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 26. Which of these statements about downshifting is true? A. When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. B. When double clutching, you should let the RPMs decrease while the clutch is released and the shift lever is in neutral. C. When you downshift for a hill, you should do so after you start down the hill. D. All of the above are true. The correct answer is A. When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. Question number 27. Which of the following statements about downshifting is not true? A. Downshift before starting down a hill. B. Downshift before entering a curve. C. Downshift when you get to the bottom of a hill. D. Downshift before climbing a hill. The correct answer is D. Downshift when you get to the bottom of a hill. Question number 28. Which of the following statements about your mirrors is true? A. You cannot see your tires. B. You should be able to see any cars overtaking you. C. You should be able to see any vehicles behind your trailer. D. Some objects may appear smaller in your mirrors. The correct answer is D. Some objects may appear smaller in your mirrors. Question number 29. The most important reason for being alert to hazards is so A. You will have time to plan your escape if the hazard becomes an emergency. B. Accident reports will be accurate. C. Law enforcement personnel can be called. D. You can help impaired drivers. The correct answer is A. You will have time to plan your escape if the hazard becomes an emergency. Question number 30. The best way to put out a fire is to A. Get as close as possible and spray the flames. B. Stand downwind and spray the flames. C. Stand upwind and spray the base of the fire. D. Stop spraying as soon as the flames disappear. The correct answer is C. Stand upwind and spray the base of the fire. Question number 31. Suspension systems. A. Keep the load secure. B. Keep the axles in place. C. Keep the brake drums from failing. D. Keep the steering wheel tight. The correct answer is B. Keep the axles in place. Question number 32. Which is not part of the pre-trip inspection? A. Check engine oil level. B. Check horns. C. Check air seat adjustments. D. Check seatbelt fastener. The correct answer is C. Check air seat adjustments. Question number 33. Retarders. A. Allow you to disconnect the steering axle brakes. B. Cannot be used on interstate highways. C. They work better at very low RPMs. D. Can cause the vehicle to skid when the road is slippery. The correct answer is D. Can cause the vehicle to skid when the road is slippery. Question number 34. Which of these can cause the vehicle to skid? A. Not enough weight on the front axle. B. Over-acceleration. C. It turning too sharply. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 35. Which of these describes how you should use the brake pedal on a steep downhill grade? A. Release the brake when you are 5 miles per hour below your safe speed, then let your speed come back up to your safe speed and repeat braking again. Bring your speed down 5 miles per hour below your safe speed. B. With stronger pressure as the vehicle goes downhill. C. Light steady pressure. D. A light, pumping action. The correct answer is A. Release the brake when you are 5 miles per hour below your safe speed, then let your speed come back up to your safe speed and repeat braking again. Bring your speed down 5 miles per hour below your safe speed. Question number 36. What is the reason the exhaust system should be checked? A. A leaking exhaust system can allow poisonous fumes into the cab. B. A leaking exhaust system can promote poor fuel mileage. C. A leaking exhaust system can be caused by snow and rain. D. A leaking exhaust system can hamper your visibility. The correct answer is A. A leaking exhaust system can allow poisonous fumes into the cab. Question number 37. How many red reflective triangles should you carry? A. 1. B. 3. C. 4. The correct answer is B. 3. Question number 38. A front wheel skid is usually caused by A. Driving too fast for conditions. B. Lack of tread on the front tires. C. Cargo improperly loaded. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 39. Dry bulk tanks require special care because A. The load can shift. B. They have a high center of gravity. C. Both of the above. D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. Both of the above. Question number 40. When making an emergency stop on the highway. A. Put on your four-way flashers and keep them on until you're back on the road. B. Put on your four-way flashers and keep them on until your warning devices are in place. C. Place a red flag from the rear of your vehicle. D. Blow your horn to alert motorists. The correct answer is B. Put on your four-way flashers and keep them on until your warning devices are in place. Question number 41. Which of the following are causes of vehicle fires? A. Spilled fuel. B. Short circuits. C. Driver smoking. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 42. Drive tire and trailer tire tread depth must be at least A. A quarter inch. B. 2/32 inch. C. Half an inch. D. 4/32 inch. The correct answer is B. 2/32 inch. Question number 43. When is the road likely to be more slippery? A. After a hard rain. B. After it has been raining lightly for 30 minutes. C. When it has just begun to rain. D. After the rain has ended. The correct answer is C. When it has just begun to rain. Question number 44. The key principle in balancing cargo weight is to keep the load A. On the side away from most traffic. B. Balanced in the cargo area. C. To the front. D. To the rear. The correct answer is B. Balanced in the cargo area. Question number 45. When should the pre-trip inspection report from the last driver be reviewed? A. During your pre-trip inspection. B. Doesn't have to be reviewed. C. Once per week. D. Once a month. The correct answer is A. During your pre-trip inspection. Question number 46. When roads are slippery, you should A. Stop and test the traction while going up hills. B. Drive alongside other drivers. C. Decreases the distance that you look ahead of your vehicle. D. Make turns as gently as possible. The correct answer is D. Make turns as gently as possible. Question number 47. Underloaded front axles can cause the following. A. Too much play in the steering wheel. B. Poor traction. C. Damage to the tires. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 48. Which of the following is true about cargo inspections? A. Cargo inspections should be performed after every break you take while driving. B. Cargo inspections should be performed every 3 hours or 150 miles. C. Cargo inspections should be performed again within 25 miles after beginning a trip. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 49. To correct a drive wheel acceleration skid, you should A. Stop accelerating and push in the clutch. B. Downshift. C. Pump the brake. D. Accelerate quickly. The correct answer is A. Stop accelerating and push in the clutch. Question number 50. Your vehicle is going down a long hill and your brakes begin to fail. What should you do? A. Pump the brake pedal. B. Downshift. C. Put the gears in neutral. D. Look for an escape ramp or an escape route. The correct answer is D. Look for an escape ramp or an escape route. Question number 51. You are driving a 100-foot truck with double trailers at 30 miles per hour. The road is dry. Visibility is good. You should keep at least blank seconds of space ahead of you. A. 9. B. 10. C. 11. D. 12. The correct answer is B. 10. Remember, if you are driving below 40 miles per hour, you should leave at least 1 second for every 10 feet of vehicle length. For speeds over 40 miles per hour, you should leave 1 additional second. Question number 52. Which of these statements about backing a heavy vehicle is true? A. Backing is always dangerous. B. You should back and turn toward the driver's side whenever possible. C. If possible, you should use a helper and communicate with hand signals. D. All of the above are true. The correct answer is D. All of the above are true. Question number 53. Which one of the following is true about shifting gears? A. Remain in neutral as long as possible. B. Allow the engine tachometer to rev into the highest range possible. C. Ignore how the engine sounds. D. Shift at the best RPM range for your vehicle. The correct answer is D. Shift at the best RPM range for your vehicle. Question number 54. An en route inspection should include checking A. Cargo doors and/or cargo securement. B. Tire temperature. C. Brake temperature. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 55. Overloading your trailer can result in the following except A. It can slow you down on upgrades. B. It can increase stopping distances. C. It can help you go through snow better. D. It can increase speed on downgrades. The correct answer is C. It can help you go through snow better. Question number 56. Which of these is a good rule to follow when driving at night? A. Keep your instrument lights bright. B. Look directly at oncoming headlights only briefly. C. Keep your speed slow enough that you can stop within the range of your headlights. D. Wear sunglasses. The correct answer is C. Keep your speed slow enough that you can stop within the range of your headlights. Question number 57. If your vehicle doesn't pass a roadside inspection, A. It can be declared out of service. B. You cannot drive the vehicle, even to a repair station. C. You may repair it on the spot, then resume your trip. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 58. How do you test hydraulic brakes for leaks? A. Measure the free play in the pedal with a ruler. B. With the vehicle stopped, pump the pedal 3 times, apply firm pressure for 5 seconds, then hold and see if the pedal moves. C. Step on the brake pedal and the accelerator at the same time and see if the vehicle moves. D. Move the vehicle slowly and see if it stops when the brake is applied. The correct answer is B. With the vehicle stopped, pump the pedal 3 times, apply firm pressure for 5 seconds, then hold and see if the pedal moves. Question number 59. While driving, you see a small, 1-foot square, cardboard box ahead in your lane. You should A. Steer around it when it is safe to do so. B. Hit it with your vehicle to knock it off the road. C. Brake hard to avoid hitting it. D. Stop and direct traffic around it. The correct answer is A. Steer around it when it is safe to do so. Question number 60. Maintain good visual alertness by A. Fixing your eyes on the road in front of you. B. Looking ahead as far as you can see. C. Keeping a close eye on the road behind you. D. Shifting your attention between the mirrors and the road ahead. The correct answer is D. Shifting your attention between the mirrors and the road ahead. Question number 61. Hydroplaning can occur when you drive through water or slush. If you experience hydroplaning, you should A. Lightly tap your brakes to slow down. B. Release the accelerator and push in the clutch. C. Steer hard to the right. D. Speed up to get through the water quickly. The correct answer is B. Release the accelerator and push in the clutch. Question number 62. In the event of an accident, you should remember to do the following except A. Move the victims out of the way immediately. B. Protect the area. C. Notify authorities. D. Stop heavy bleeding and keep the victims warm. The correct answer is A. Move the victims out of the way immediately. Question number 63. You are driving a vehicle that could safely be driven at 55 miles per hour on an open road. But traffic is now heavy, moving at 35 miles per hour, although the speed limit is 55. The safest speed for your vehicle in this situation is most likely A. 55 miles per hour. B. 45 miles per hour. C. 35 miles per hour. D. 25 miles per hour. The correct answer is C. 35 miles per hour. Question number 65. Which of these is a danger of crossing railroad tracks on dirt roads? A. The ground underneath the tracks might not be stable. B. You could get hung up halfway across the tracks. C. Your tires could sink into the dirt and not cross the tracks. The correct answer is B. You could get hung up halfway across the tracks. Question number 66. Which of the following statements about alcohol is true? A. If you eat before you drink, you won't get as drunk. B. Drinking coffee will help you stay sober. C. Fresh air will help you sober up. D. A few beers are the same as a few shots of whiskey or glasses of wine. The correct answer is D. A few beers are the same as a few shots of whiskey or glasses of wine. Question number 67. What is countersteering? A. Using the steering axle brakes to prevent oversteering. B. Steering in the opposite direction from what other drivers expect you to do. C. Turning the wheel in the opposite direction after steering to avoid a traffic emergency. D. Turning the steering wheel counterclockwise. The correct answer is C. Turning the wheel in the opposite direction after steering to avoid a traffic emergency. Question number 68. The road you are driving on becomes very slippery due to black ice. Which of these is a good thing to do in such a situation? A. Apply the brakes often to keep the linings dry. B. Downshift to stop. C. Drive at a varying speed. D. Stop driving and park where it is safe to do so. The correct answer is D. Stop driving and park where it is safe to do so. Question number 69. If you do not have a hazmat endorsement on your CDL, under what conditions may you legally haul hazardous materials? A. If your dispatcher feels it is an emergency situation. B. If the load does not require placards. C. When you will remain within your state. D. When a DOT official approves the load. The correct answer is B. If the load does not require placards. Question number 70. When going down a hill, you should always A. Use higher gears when you have a heavy load. B. Allow the brakes to heat up for better stopping power. C. Be in the right gear before starting down the hill. D. Put heavy pressure on the brakes to allow the drums to cool. The correct answer is C. Be in the right gear before starting down the hill. Question number 71. Your vehicle's battery box must have A. At least 2 batteries. B. Enough fluid to work properly. C. At least 1 loose wire for grounding. D. A secure cover. The correct answer is D. A secure cover. Question number 72. Concerning night driving, which statement is true? A. Most people are more alert at night. B. Most heavy vehicle accidents occur between midnight and 6 a.m. C. Most hazards are easier to see at night because of the extra lighting. D. If you become sleepy, drink enough coffee to keep you awake until you get to your destination. The correct answer is B. Most heavy vehicle accidents occur between midnight and 6 a.m. Question number 73. The best way to warn the drivers behind you that you are slowing down is to A. Blow your horn. B. Turn on your emergency flashers. C. Tap your brakes. D. Flash your bright lights. The correct answer is C. Tap your brakes. Question number 74. You do not have a hazardous materials endorsement on your commercial driver's license. When can you drive a vehicle hauling hazardous materials? A. Never. B. Question number 74. You do not have a hazardous materials endorsement on your commercial driver's license. When can you drive a vehicle hauling hazardous materials? A. Never. B. Only when the shipment will not cross state lines. C. Only when the vehicle does not require placards. D. Only when a person who has the hazardous materials endorsement rides in the vehicle. The correct answer is C. Only when the vehicle does not require placards. Question number 75. If you are convicted of a traffic violation in a state other than the one that issued your CDL, you must notify your home state of the conviction. B. That state will notify your home state. C. It's nobody's business but your own. D. It doesn't go on your record. The correct answer is A. You must notify your home state of the conviction. Question number 76. You are driving on a 2-lane road. An oncoming driver drifts into your lane and is headed straight for you. Which of these is generally the best action? A. Steer to the right. B. Steer onto the left shoulder. C. Hard braking. D. Steer into the oncoming lane. The correct answer is A. Steer to the right. Question number 77. Safe drivers maintain space around their vehicles for the following reasons except A. In case you must stop suddenly. B. In case there are cars following too closely. C. In case there is an obstacle in the road. D. In case you need to test your brakes. The correct answer is D. In case you need to test your brakes. Question number 78. When driving at highway speeds, you should look 12 to 15 seconds ahead, which is A. At least 100 yards. B. At least half a mile. C. At least a quarter of a mile. D. At least one tractor-trailer length. The correct answer is C. At least a quarter of a mile. Question number 79. The following statements about an engine overheating are true except A. Antifreeze helps the engine under hot conditions as well as cold conditions. B. You should remove the radiator cap to allow heat to escape the radiator. C. It is not possible to safely drive without radiator fluid. D. A loose V-belt can cause overheating. The correct answer is B. You should remove the radiator cap to allow heat to escape the radiator. Question number 80. To correct a rear wheel, drive wheel, braking skid, you should A. Apply more braking pressure to the brake pedal. B. Release brakes and accelerate. C. Apply more pressure to the brake pedal and steer in the direction you want the vehicle to go, then counter-steer when back on course. D. Release the brakes and steer in the direction you want the vehicle to go, then counter-steer when back on course. The correct answer is D. Release the brakes and steer in the direction you want the vehicle to go, then counter-steer when back on course. Question number 81. All drivers who need a CDL must take the A. Air brakes test. B. Combination vehicles test. C. Chauffeur's license test. D. General knowledge test. The correct answer is D. General knowledge test. Question number 82. How far should a driver look ahead of the vehicle while driving? A. 6 to 9 seconds. B. 9 to 12 seconds. C. 12 to 15 seconds. D. 18 to 21 seconds. The correct answer is C. 12 to 15 seconds. Question number 83. In the event of a tire failure, you should A. Stay off the brake and hold the steering wheel firmly. B. Pump the brakes until you come to a stop. C. Accelerate quickly until you find a place to pull over. D. Disengage the clutch so you are in neutral gear. The correct answer is A. Stay off the brake and hold the steering wheel firmly. Question number 84. Every time you park your vehicle and shut the engine off, you should A. Leave it in gear if it has a manual transmission. B. Apply the parking brake. C. Turn the steering wheel as far to the left as you can. D. Do all the above. The correct answer is B. Apply the parking brake. Question number 85. How should you hold your hands on the steering wheel? A. Near the bottom of the wheel. B. Opposite sides of the wheel. C. Near the top of the wheel. D. One hand on the steering wheel and one on the shifter. The correct answer is B. Opposite sides of the wheel. Question number 86. When making a right-hand turn, you should always A. Steer into the left lane first so you can make the corner. B. Rush through the intersection so you can get out of the way of traffic. C. Back up to make the driver behind you move back. D. Keep the rear of your vehicle close to the curb. The correct answer is D. Keep the rear of your vehicle close to the curb. Question number 87. Which of these statements about using mirrors is not true? A. There are blind spots that your mirrors cannot show you. B. You should check your mirrors twice before a lane change. C. You should look at a mirror for several seconds at a time. D. Convex mirrors make things look farther away than they really are. The correct answer is C. You should look at a mirror for several seconds at a time. Question number 88. When using turn signals, which of the following should be avoided? A. Signal just before you start to make a turn. B. Signal when you want to change lanes. C. Signal before you exit. D. Signal when you are merging into traffic. The correct answer is A. Signal just before you start to make a turn. Question number 89. How often should you check your cargo? A. Within 25 miles after beginning a trip. B. After you have driven for 3 hours. C. After you take a break. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 90. What is the best thing to do if you are tired? A. Drink plenty of coffee to stay awake. B. Take pills to keep you alert. C. Plan your trips for the middle of the night to avoid traffic. D. Get enough sleep. The correct answer is D. Get enough sleep. Question number 91. Which of these statements about downshifting is true? A. When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. B. When double clutching, you should let the RPMs decrease while the clutch is released and the shift lever is in neutral. C. When you downshift for a hill, you should do so after you start down the hill. D. All of the above are true. The correct answer is A. When you downshift for a curve, you should do so before you enter the curve. Question number 92. Rust around wheel nuts often means that A. The nuts are loose. B. The nuts are broken. C. It's been raining a lot lately. D. It's nothing to worry about. The correct answer is A. The nuts are loose. Question number 93. Bridge laws. A. Control traffic on a bridge. B. Determine the maximum legal axle weight. C. Apply only to bridges in California. D. Can lower the maximum axle weight limit. The correct answer is D. Can lower the maximum axle weight limit. Question number 94. Stab braking. A. Should never be used. B. Involves locking the wheels. C. Involves steady pressure on the brake pedal. D. Should only be used on slick roads. The correct answer is B. Involves locking the wheels. Question number 95. You're pulled over for weaving all over the lanes. If you refuse to take an alcohol sobriety test, you may be disqualified just as if you were driving under the influence, DUI. This is because A. Higher standard of care law. B. Reasonable cause law. C. Implied consent law. D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. Implied consent law. Question number 96. Truck escape ramps. A. Cannot be used by certain types of heavy vehicles. B. Are designed to protect vehicles cargo, and save lives. C. Should not be used unless you have first tried all other ways to save your vehicle after brake failure. D. All of the above. The correct answer is B. Are designed to protect vehicles, cargo, and save lives. Question number 97. To avoid a crash, you had to drive onto the right shoulder. You are now driving at 40 miles per hour on the shoulder. How should you proceed? A. Keep moving at the present speed and steer very gently back onto the pavement. B. Steer sharply onto the pavement and counter-steer immediately after both front wheels of your vehicle are on the road. C. Brake hard to slow the vehicle, then steer sharply onto the pavement. D. Come to a complete stop, if possible, before continuing back onto the road. The correct answer is D. Come to a complete stop, if possible, before continuing back onto the road. Question number 98. A vehicle is loaded with very little weight on the drive axle. What may result? A. Damage to drive axle tires. B. A need to disconnect the steering axle brakes. C. Better handling. D. Poor traction. The correct answer is D. Poor traction. Question number 99. Which of these is a sign of tire failure? A. Steering that feels heavy. B. Vibration. C. A loud bang. D. All of the above. The correct answer is D. All of the above. Question number 100. Which of these can help you stay alert while driving? A. Taking short breaks before you are drowsy. B. Keeping the cab warm. C. Taking over-the-counter cold medicine. D. Scheduling trips during hours that you are normally asleep. The correct answer is A. Taking short breaks before you are drowsy. Question number 101. The load means A. The maximum safe weight a tire can carry at a specified pressure. B. The specified pressure a tire can carry. C. Either of the above. The correct answer is A. The maximum safe weight a tire can carry at a specified pressure. Question number 102. Which is not an effect on driving from drinking alcohol? A. Not turn signaling or failing to use appropriate lights. B is speeding. C. Driving between two lanes. D. Fast, sudden stops. The correct answer is B. Speeding.